What's up, guys? I hope everyone can hear me. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. The weekend's almost here. We got one more day to the weekend. Obviously, some stuff to talk about here. The courts blocked the Trump tariffs. What does that mean? What's going on with that? I'm going to give you my view. As you guys know, if you've been watching the channel, you know my view. If not, you're about to find out. Also, we're going to take a look at our Bitcoin prices. I'm going to show you where we're at in my Bitcoin trades. I have a couple trades going on, a sort of big trade and a not so big trade. We've been watching the same trades all week. Actually, I don't remember when I entered them. I think it might have been Friday. I'm not sure, but we're going to take a look at those. Also, Elon's backing down from Doge. And we're going to talk about that a little bit too, and kind of look at why we didn't hear about this sooner and things like that. So definitely stick around. It's going to be an interesting video, and we are going to definitely be looking at Bitcoin. So stick around for that. But let's take a look at what's going on in the news. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget, if we get 100 likes here before this video is over, I will be putting out a free PrimeXBT $200 promo code in the chat that you can use. So make sure you're signed up, you're ready for that on your PrimeXBT. And if you're not, make sure you sign up using my link to get on PrimeXBT. It'll only work with my link, and there is still time to get that $10,000 up to a $10,000 sign-on bonus, deposit bonus. So whatever you deposit in PrimeXBT, if you use my account, if you sign up under my account down below, you can put up to $10,000. They will match whatever you put in. Up to $10,000 they'll put into your account to use towards your margin. If you're the type that don't like KYC, don't use VPNs, check out BITUNIX. That link's down below. Also, you can win Tesla, Rolex, cash, all kinds of good prizes. So anyways, let's get into it. So Dow futures last night jumped. They all jumped. NASDAQ jumped. I think NASDAQ at one point was up 400 points. Dow Jones was up over 400 points. And now we're just even, or, you know, starting to break down. All because of the courts blocked Trump news, right? So you guys know I kind of get irritated when Trump says, I'm going to postpone these tariffs. We're putting these tariffs on now. We're going to go a little bit lower. Just changing it all the time, watching markets move, right? Do you think maybe, just maybe, he was sick of people getting pissed and calling him out on that? And now the courts have come up with this new thing. I honestly think they'll continue, but let's take a look at some of the, so right here is where it was talking about S&P 500 gains as court blocks Trump's tariffs. NASDAQ jumps after NVIDIA's strong results, blah, blah, blah. Stocks advanced Thursday after federal court knocked down President Trump's reciprocal tariffs. A post-earnings rally. Now, remember what these tariffs were first issued as, right? The first sales pitch he was giving us on these tariffs was, by using these tariffs, we're going to get billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, and we're going to take away the IRS. We're going to not need the IRS, and we're not going to have federal income tax. Yeah, right. The freaking government's not going to get rid of federal income tax. They're not going to give it up unless the people revolt. That's the only way that's going to happen, right? They're never going to say, well, we're going to go ahead and not take these taxes. Highly doubt it, because they have to pay their friends and family. Anyways, my view, don't have to be yours. None of this is financial advice, by the way. Anyways, so that, you know, that obviously was a market move last night of some sort. Maybe they wanted to get people to FOMO in, to dump on them, just like they do in Bitcoin, especially when they have Bitcoin conferences. There's almost always, I haven't looked back and got the exact, but I'd be willing to say 80% of the conferences, the Bitcoin dumps during them. Let me know if you have looked that up, or if you want to look it up and let me know, leave a comment. If you are in the chat and you have not hit the like button yet, make sure you do so. All you have to do is exit the chat, hit the like button, and get right back in it. We'll be here waiting for you. So now here's the other thing. Elon Musk thanks Trump, says he's leaving the government work with Doge. So come to find out, the way that Trump was allowed to work was only 130 or 130 some odd days after per year he can work at Doge, which makes no sense, but apparently there was a law that said that, but we never heard about it till now when he decides to step down, where he says he's going to work on Tesla and stuff because the prices were dropping. There's a market. The prices were going to drop anyways. It doesn't matter what's going on. Anyways, so what do you guys think of this? I personally think it is just a bunch of smoke and mirrors coming from every direction. So many things that were supposed to change and happen are not happening. If you remember when Elon went in and all the stuff they were coming out with Doge, and everybody was getting pumped up and people were going to go to prison for this because they found so much fraud, and nobody went to prison. Nobody's getting in trouble. There's not even any court cases coming up. And if it does, it'll probably be a janitor in a building. It won't be any politicians. Guys, this has all been smoke and mirrors. You know, they talk about the presidential election. Gregory Manarino, I love watching the guy. He's a little out there too far on some stuff, but he's right about the selection, not election. We get our choices handed to us, right? And who picks those choices? The people on the top. They give us our two choices. They aren't voted up from the bottom, right? That's not where we get our choices from. So anyways, smoke and mirrors, let's keep an eye on it, guys. Are they going to be able... So Trump says he's leaving government work with Doge, so he's saying that Doge will do fine and progress, and it'll be a part of government now. We'll see how that happens. It'll probably get I don't know, knocked out on the next 4 years. They'll probably sign something getting rid of Doge because they just don't want to deal with anybody getting in trouble, all their buddies. Remember, the right and left argue and act like they are the worst enemies and would gnaw each other's faces off, but they work in the same buildings, they hang out in the same rooms. Only on camera do you see weird stuff. Off camera, I'm sure they're all buddies, fist bumping, laughing about how much tax money they're getting put in their account, in their friends' accounts somehow. Usually, like if their friend owns a construction company, let's put this bill in that we're going to build this building, and this guy gets the bid and he gives me a throwback. I mean, it happens in little towns. It happens right where I'm at, and I see it, and it's disgusting. But it is what it is, right? Can we change it? Only if we all get together. Hopefully someday we do, but I just don't see it. People believe the smoke and mirrors too much. So here's the other one. U.S. federal court blocks Trump from imposing sweeping tariffs. So he has 10 days, right, to shut these tariffs down, which I'm sure the attorneys or the stage actors will come up with something. Honestly, guys, I think they're all actors. They're all puppets. They're acting. Period. The end. It's just nuts, man. Everyone's talking about the taco trade. Now, this is what I was talking about when Trump first would put the tariffs on, suspend the tariffs, put the tariffs back on, pause the tariffs, put the tariffs on, blah, blah, blah. The taco trade. Trump always chickens out. I don't think he's chicken out, though. I think he's just playing the game like he's told to play it, right? That's what I really believe is happening. If they play the game correctly, the people on top will let them guys enjoy the money and the wealth and all that stuff. But let me know what you think, about all that. That's my view on it. I think that is a correct view. I could totally be wrong. You let me know if I'm right or wrong. What's up, Blocky? How you doing? What's up, Bear? Bear's here? I didn't see Bear. Hoy, Savvy, and Screen Friends. I hope everyone's having a great day. Okay, so let's take a look at what's this here. The dollar still ranging in our little range right here. U.S. 10-year yields dropped a bit. Dow Jones, I still think has a long ways to come down. If we look at the 4-hour, this was what we were looking at for a resistance line, and we are back below it. So nothing really big happening, no big changes, no new all-time highs. Getting close to them, yes, but new, nope. Nothing has hit a new all-time high since February. All right, so let's take a look at my trade. We'll see where it's at. You guys know I am 6 Bitcoin short, and we're going to take a look at where that's at now. Let's turn it on. And we are up $17,300. We were like only like 3,000 up last night with this wake up, but we have our stops at 109.3. So no matter what, we will not lose money on this trade. We will make a very small gain, but nevertheless, we'll make a gain if we get stopped out. I have not put a take profit in because I really want to see how this goes. I'll move my stops down into more profit when I feel like we have a major resistance in some area, and I'll let you guys know when I'll do that. Make sure you follow me on X. I'll also post it in the Discord links down below. I'll let you guys know when I move my stops, but right now my stops are in at us 109.3. I'm just gonna say it. If it wicks me out, then I know people are watching. No, I'm just joking. I know I'm not that important, right? But anyway, that's where we're at with that trade. I'll show you the next trade. This one is on Prime XBT. Now remember, on Prime, I'm making a tutorial on how to use the MetaTrader 5. Also, they've added stocks such as Tesla, Netflix, bunch of other ones. You could trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything, all from this exchange. And you can use your crypto to trade it. So you, instead of using money per se, you can use your crypto to trade traditional markets. Pretty awesome concept. Great way to grow your crypto if you're a bull. Yeah, check it out, man. Okay, so as of the time I was talking, we lost about 400, but like I said, it's 6 Bitcoin short, right? So we're still up 16,000. We're going to take a look at my trade on BITUNIX, but first, you guys have till June 6th. You could win a Model 3, a Rolex, a Vision Pro, Sony Alpha 7 RV, iPhone 16 Pro, or Apple Watch, or the cash amount for those prizes. Check out my link down below on BITUNIX, and here is my trade on BITUNIX right now. Come on, BITUNIX. We're up 1,300 right now, which is 161%. This was like a $400 trade or something. I don't even remember what we put in there, but same thing. My stops are at 109. Actually, my stops on this one are at 109.97. Reason being, I'll show you why I put it there. That was just above this high right here, and I noticed we were making, let me show you, bearish divergence right here, hidden bearish divergence. We were making lower highs here and higher highs here. That's why I put my stop up at this high, right? Because if it broke that high, that would knock it out. But as of right now, we're still up about 1,200 points on this one, and if we get stopped out, we still are up like 230 bucks, even if we get stopped out. So both those trades, that's how I like to trade. Put my stops at profit, right? So when I get stopped out, it's profit, and I'll move those stops down as the price breaks. So if we get a support, right, and the support right now is right around this 107 range. If we break below that, it's actually 106,950. If we break below that, come up and test it a few times and get rejected, I will move my stops down to that 107 level. But until then, I'm just going to keep everything the way it is. And like I said, I'll let you know either in the video if I do it live. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel too, and tick that notification bell to get you notified, because if something crazy happens or I see a huge opportunity, I will post a live video and let you guys know what I'm looking at. So make sure you do that. Anyways, yeah, that's where we're at, guys. As for, what was this? 1 hour chart. So as for Tesla, right here is the area we've been watching for. If we break this 372, I still think This could be a fourth wave unless we break that 372.81. If we break that, I still see us getting rejected, probably most likely around the 392, 383 level, which is the golden pocket zone, and then come back down for the B or C wave. Because if we can hold, if this holds right here, 372, right, this being wave 1, 2, 3, this looks like it was wave 5 here because it went a little lower than 3. So that is a possibility, looking at this as A, B, C. But if this is actually the 4, it can't break this green line right here, which is the wave 1 line. Still a possibility, but I'm looking more towards the ABC. Either way, much more downside coming in my opinion. So let me know what you think of that in the comments below. What's up, Dean? Beautiful day in Minnesota, and we only get 6 nice days a year. That sucks. Keezy, can you still get money out of a prime without KYC? Yes, you can. It's just limited. I think you can only move in or out depending 25,000 a day, something like that, without KYC on prime. Is that real money or like Prime XBT or virtual one? I mean, BITUNIX contest. Real money or like Prime XBT, a virtual one? Prime XBT isn't a virtual one. You go, let me show you. See, there's a demo account, 10,000. That's not. I'm in a real account, right? This is a real account. There's 49,000 in this right now. So the balance when I started, after I took the profit from the last trade, 34,000. Now I have 48,000, right? But no, this is a real account, right? See, accounts, real, right there, real account. This is the Meta 5. Like I said, I'll be doing a tutorial on that, but this is all. This is real. This is a real account, not fake, right? Real. See the real right there? This is demo. There's 10,000 in the demo, but I'm not trading the demo. I'm trading the real. Okay? And BITUNIX is a real account, not a big, huge account here. But yeah, this is real too. No, I mean the Prime XP contests are on virtual money. What about BITUNIX? No, BITUNIX, that's using real money. You got to use real money. The Prime XPT one, I will be having a contest. I was talking to them this morning. Maybe we'll start the trading competition next week on Prime. I'll let you guys know. I'm trying to finish this tutorial. I'm trying to make it as clear and short as possible, which is kind of tough to do, to try to, you know, explain everything. But yeah, I hope to be able to do so. We can put this back on here. So, is there any chart you guys would like to look at? We're obviously not going to hit the 100 likes, which is fine. I think we're getting rid of a lot of the bots. And like I said, there's going to be some huge changes to this channel. We're going to be doing more news along with our trade setups, things like that. So you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. But anyways, yeah, Fatma. I'm not sure how to say your name. Fatma? I'm not sure. Remy, haven't seen you in a minute. What's up, Donna? If you're still in here. So anyways, put down, we'll try this real quick, see if you guys are paying attention. But if you guys want to check out a chart, put it in the comments. Put it in the chat and we'll take a look at whatever chart you guys want to look at. Apple still lined up to hit that 160, I believe. Bitcoin. Oh, shoot. Everything's still looking good. Ethereum. All right. Right here is Ethereum. So, we talked about this a while back. Ethereum actually, I think this was a big A. This was a big B. And we're working on a big C. And I think it'll probably go to the 1-to-1 extension. But before I say that, let's take a look at it. Technically, we can be bullish above that white trend line that I had been talking about forever. The 1-to-1 extension will get you to about 200 bucks. So if that's a big ABC, and that would go along with thinking that the stock markets are going to crash too. Let me see where the markets are right now. Dow futures are at 8. Woo! Huge gain for the Dow today, especially on that big, huge tariff news. If you're Netflix, PLTR, Netflix. All right, hold on. Let me get back over to my poop coin chart. Here it is, poop coin. Netflix. Take a look at Netflix. I haven't looked at Netflix in a long time. Damn, it's skyrocketing. So are we all going to be in a lockup pretty soon? Is that what's happening? Is that why this is cranking so heavily? Let's just take a look at the macro here. Look at that macro. Oh. Remember last time it shot up and skyrocketed. Guys, remember, my thoughts are all these markets are going to go back to COVID levels or lower. I still believe that. I still think that's going to happen. I think all this was just, like I said, smoke and mirrors, a bunch of BS. The economy has totally pretty much collapsed since COVID. No matter what they tell you, no matter what the fake numbers say, they can't hold up the charade forever. Markets will take over and do what markets do. All right, let's zoom in a little bit on Netflix here. That's the daily, obviously. Let's go into the 4-hour and just look for a small move in Netflix. Let's look at our next couple areas to watch, right? So we're going to do this real simple, like. We're going to go ahead and do this. Remember, this is a 4-hour chart. Let's clone this once and just see if they line up. No, but I like that there. So we're going to leave that just like that. This is what I'm going to be looking at, right? A break of this. And this is going to be the next Netflix move. So technically, unless you break this low at 181 or break this high at 1215, there is no move. But if we break them, break this to the downside, this is my target. Again, this is a 4-hour chart. This isn't a daily. This is a more of a swing trade, right? Maybe a couple days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, but nevertheless a swing trade. Let's take a look at the targets here. So again, this is the 4-hour, not day trading, swing trading. All right, so there's your high, right? If it is to break to the upside, 1259, and the low at 1144. If you break this one way or another, keep an eye on that. Right now, it is showing some hidden bullish divergence, possibly here. We have 2 hours till close, so this can still definitely drop. But you can see it's making a lower low here and a higher low here, which is hidden bullish divergence. But it doesn't count till the candle closes, so keep an eye on that. PLTR. PLTR. Oh, this is what we were. Look at that. We hit our target, guys. We hit our first target. So I don't remember, but the last time we were looking at this, obviously we made this target. This is on the 4-hour. Let me see if I had it on the, anything on the daily here. No, we'll go back to the 4-hour. So that first target obviously hit. Nice. And all we did to do that, I can show you. I'm pretty sure I know what those targets were based off of. Using your fib extension. Trend-based fib extension. I'm sure this is what I did. I probably went from this low, right, to this high, to that low. Maybe. No, maybe not. Looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's what I did. But so far we're right here. If we get above that, we can start to look for that 145. If this holds as resistance, then this thing probably topped out. and we could be going back to the 2020 lows. And those of you that don't believe that, all you have to do is go to the market cheat sheet. That's what happens. Eventually it happens to everything. Let's see. I'm short both using NFXS and PLTD. Agreed. Somehow people assume tariff risk is over. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Anywho. Oh, man. Not very talkative today. Not very wanting to look at charts. Anybody else? Chart or stock or crypto you want to look at? Throw the ticker below. XOM, STX, and Nike. XOM. All right, let's look at XOM. XOM. I'm hoping that wasn't a crypto. These are all stocks, right? This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This may be ready to take a jump here, but this actually looks like it lines up with Apple, to be honest. Yeah, this actually. So there's going to be two targets here for me. There's going to be the length of the bear flag, right? Is going to be the first target. Put it where it broke. And again, these aren't going to be exacts. This is going to give you a roundabout area. But it does look like, just using simpleness, right? Looks like about 97 bucks. But this could be a bigger bull flag, right? And to measure it as a bear flag, I'm sorry. To measure it as a bear flag, you take the length of the flagpole. And that would give you this. So this is going to be your next target. Of course, unless it breaks back above that bottom trend line on the wedge, that's going to be more of a bullish sign. But so 84 to 97, 97 being the first target, 84 being the second, if 97 doesn't hold. Let's zoom out and see if that matches up with anything. Well, look at that. I'm going to, what? Trading view. Obviously, that's a good old support zone, right? Okay, and then let's take a look at this one. And also, so is this. Oh, what the hell? Right, those are my next two areas to watch. This looks a lot like a Bart Simpson. Looks like this stock is rolling over. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, ExxonMobil. Yeah, it looks like it's rolling over, but let's see if it can hold support here. Because obviously, let's look at our oil. This is my oil chart from years ago, right? Expecting these levels, which we've hit a few times. And I told you once we broke this, I think it's going to go much lower, right? And that's still what I'm looking at here, guys. So be careful, because that matches up with that Exxon chart I just showed you. Now I got to find it again. Oh, where did it go? Oh, my goodness. Why is this so difficult? Okay, there it is. So that's what I'm looking for. 97 to hold as support. If it does not, I'm looking for 84.24. Nike. Let's take a look at Nike. So do you think it's taking a huge hit because of tariffs, or this happened before? So this was in November when you seen this come down. Maybe the political buddies were talking to Trump and they knew the tariffs were going to be a big thing. I don't know. Just a suggestion, but let's see. I want to see something here. 1-to-1 extension, if this is a B, C, 1-to-1 extension's 34 on Nike. Right now, it's currently this old support. It broke below, but it's trying to stay above it now. Let's go into the, you know what? We're just going to keep the trade area small, right? So let's look at the 4-hour here. we are going to clone this and see if we have a channel here, which I think we do. Nope. Let's do this. Yeah, that's more like it. So this is going to be what I'm going to look at the same thing, man. Believe it or not, this could get pretty ugly. So let's go to here. Could Nike go out of business? I don't know. If the economy collapses, right? So a lot of these companies are just debt. They're just debt. That's literally all they have is they borrow, borrow, borrow. They could say they have earnings, but they spend that shit. They borrow, borrow, borrow. People put money in the stock market. These are going to be the levels I'm looking at for Nike, guys. This is definitely bearish looking here. Of course, unless you break up above, you had to break back above that $70 range. If it does that, then all this is invalid. But as of right now, these are my targets. And we'll zoom out and look at it as a whole and see if that matches up with any of the old spots like we did the last chart. And yes, so as you can see right there, old support back here, $50 back in 2017. Here was the COV crash, right? 2020. So it came back to its 2020 levels already. I think a lot of the other stocks are going to do that. Maybe Nike takes off from here. We'll have to watch that $70 zone. But otherwise, it's looking like about $30. Let's see when it last time it was there. Ooh, there's a gap there at that spot too, right here, back from 13. So, man, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think in the chat. Oh, Donna, you are still here. All right, so agreed. Somehow, let's see. So that is RF Young Riches. XOM, was that a crypto? XOM. No, ExxonMobil. None of those were crypto, were they? STX. Did I not look at STX? I didn't. Seagate Technical Holdings. Whoa. Is that what you wanted to look at? Oh, STX is crypto. Okay. STX. Coinbase. Stacks. Ooh. Man. It actually looks like it's making a little inverse head and shoulders here. This is on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour. Whoops, that's a 3 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour on stacks. Man, it looked like it broke something here, but let's see. I don't know, man. This is, if we go all the way to here, maybe. Let's clone that, see if it does anything. Let's put that down here. Now clone this one. Just trying to see. I like to be really technical with this. This could be, all right. This could be what we're looking at, but I don't. No, after this low here, it looks more, it's more like a rising, broadening wedge. Touch at the bottom, touch at the top, touch at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. This one's ugly. The funny thing is, with all the shit talking, quick moves from scam freaking posts and judges and all that, this looks like this is gonna be my target. This is what I'm saying for this. Obviously, I'm not trading this. I don't pay attention to it, but it definitely looks like it's just falling apart in my opinion. But I don't know. The alt season people are claiming comes. If that comes, maybe you'll get a big boost. But I'm just gonna put this here. This is what I'm possibly looking at. 22 cents or a lot lower, but it's at 83 now. That's a pretty big drop. So, yeah, Yeah, I don't know. That's all. That's how I'm looking at it. It just looks like it's rolling over heavily. Zoom in a little bit. Let's throw up the. It is making a little bit of bullish divergence here on the 4 hour. So it'll be exaggerated divergence. You can see there's a higher high, but remember, it has an hour to close. But it really looks like it wants to come down at least one more tag to the downside. And let's do it a real simple way. I'm going to give you another simple target. Look at this as an ABC, right? With the 1-to-1 extension target right here. Why this thing has to be so difficult. All right, so there's going to be two targets. 76 and 23. And we're going to zoom out on this also. Let's go to the daily. Let's zoom out and just see if that's old support and resistance. And it is. We have old support here. Amazing how that shit lines up, isn't it? So right here, let's so on the daily, it has a lot of room to go to the downside. A lot of room. So, and it looks like it already broke. So these are my targets for that. Right there and right here. And we're going to extend those two and just see how it lines up. Right? Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Now let's do this. Let's widen this one a little bit so we can see it better. Same thing. Old resistance, right? So if that holds, it can possibly be support. If not, this breaks again. I think we're headed back down to these levels. And let's see. Obviously, that was created way back when. This is probably the last time it sees this high. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm looking at. $71 likes. Damn, you almost got it. Almost got it. What else you guys want to look at? Anything else? Anybody have a ticker they want to look at? Anybody? Anybody? Going once. Going twice. Let's see if we got another ticker. I know this is delayed a little bit, so I'll wait a second. Oh, man. Remember, guys, there's going to be some huge changes to this channel, so stick around for that. It's going to be fun. ADA, I think I already did that. So, yeah, ADA is the same thing. We're just, it looks like a big wedge. There's really nothing to do here. Let me zoom in. We'll zoom in on the 4 hour and do a smaller ADA. Again, this one looks also like an ABC, possibly, or a 1-2, looking for 3. Let's throw some stuff on here. Let's take a look what we got. Get rid of all this stuff here. So it does look like this may be breaking down here. It looks a lot like it's breaking down here. Real simple. Touch the top or bottom, top. I don't like that it didn't touch here, but we're going to take a look at this anyways. So it's looking like it broke down here. Again, if we can remain above this bottom trend line, then maybe it has a chance to pop back up and have one more run to $1. But otherwise, it's looking like where it broke here. This is the target on the 4 hour. You know what's funny on the channel? If you are putting targets to the upside, you'll get a lot more views because a lot of people just want to buy. They don't want to trade. They don't understand you can short shit. Shorting shit is fun. Shit raises up fast, short it. Quick money, in and out, right? Quick ass money. You don't have to sit and wait forever for something to be worth more and more and more and more, right? So this was our last time we measured this one. Came down to here, but again, let's see where we're at with this. All right, we're going to put our target here. a 53. If we consider this broken, unless we can get back above and hold support, right? It can turn around from there. But as of right now, this is what I'm looking at. And you'll see over here, old support and resistance. Is it just me, or does that amaze people how that shit lines up like that, right? It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Even to go all the way back here, right? Where all this is bunched up, same area. Crazy stuff. But anyway, that's what I'm looking for, guys. Another test of this 50, unless it can it'd have to get up above this 77 for me to believe it's going to do anything more. All right, so excited, look forward to the changes. Change is good. Yeah, Donna, as you know, you've been around since I tried to switch stuff up and figure out how I'm going to do things, whether I'm doing live or recorded or when. Time is the hardest part. Once I get the time down, then I can get into what I want to do with changing the channel. We're going to be inviting guests on. We're going to be talking about other things other than just price action, right? Although price action will be our #1 goal, but there's going to be more stuff to talk about, more stuff to look into, getting into the stock market a little bit, waiting for looking for the big winners to be in when this thing comes crashing down. Like, I still believe 100%, in my opinion, this thing is going to come down so hard that it's not going to make a difference, right? Like even if it goes up a little more, it wouldn't make a difference, because the end result is so dramatic. The amount of money in generational wealth you can stack at the bottom, right? That's what matters. That is what matters. And on the way, just trading, you can make tons of money, stack your cash, get ready for that. All right, you guys, 75 likes, you almost made it. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. You're gonna wanna pay attention. Take it easy, guys. Don't forget, make sure your notification bells are ticked too. I'm out. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget, check out the links below to help support the channel. And don't forget, Prime XBT, you only got a few days left to sign up using my link. If you're already signed up with my link, hit Crypto Savvy 100, Crypto Savvy 100 in the promo code section, and that will get you that 100% deposit bonus up to $10,000. They will match up to $10,000 that you put in your account to use towards your margin. Thank